Welcome to another interesting video with fun and unknown facts. Hope you will enjoy the video. Let's get started. Please do subscribe for more videos.
A new SARS-CoV-2 variant that was first identified by scientists in South Africa on November 24 has been labeled a variant of concern, VOC, by the World Health Organization, WHO. Evidence suggests that the new Omicron variant may be more transmissible than the already highly transmissible Delta variant, with the European Centre for Disease Prevention and Control referencing the variant's immune escape potential and potentially increased transmissibility advantage compared to Delta. Variants of the SARS-CoV-2 virus are not unusual. The more the virus spreads, the more likely it is to mutate. Mutations arise as the virus multiplies after it infects a human host. Once inside of a person, a virus's job is to instruct its human host cells to make copies of the virus that go on to infect more cells, and eventually other people. As the virus rapidly multiplies its genetic material, random errors in its DNA can occur during the copying process. These are known as mutations. Most mutations are non-viable for the virus, meaning it can actually do the virus harm. Some are viable, but not advantageous to the virus. But every now and again mutations that give the new virus, now known as a variant, the edge over existing variants can occur. Mutations are far more likely to occur in people with weakened immune systems, as they are likely to take more time to clear the virus, giving it more time to multiply and mutate, and in unvaccinated people, as their immune systems are not primed by vaccines to destroy the virus quickly before it has a chance to mutate. South Africa has a relatively low vaccination rate, with only approximately 35% of the population fully vaccinated. And Botswana, where it is thought to have originated, has an even lower vaccination rate, due in large measure to global vaccine inequality. If Omicron did originate in southern Africa, then this may be part of the reason why. When scientists assess new variants before deeming them variants of concern, they look to see whether the new mutations are likely able to do three things: make the virus resistant to the effects of the vaccines, make the virus more transmissible when compared with existing variants, make people sicker if they were to contract the new variant. It is still too early to know for sure if Omicron can do any or all of these things, but the fact that the WHO has classified it as a variant of concern means through a comparative assessment, it has been demonstrated to be associated. The Omicron variant is characterized by 30 mutations, 3 small deletions and 1 small insertion in the spike protein, the spikes which are on the outside of the virus and help it to enter the cells. The most widely used vaccines, Pfizer, Moderna and Oxford AstraZeneca, are based only on getting our immune systems to recognize the spike protein part of the SARS-CoV-2 virus as foreign. But if the mutations in Omicron change the spike protein enough that our immune systems can no longer fully recognize it, then it may mean there is a degree of immune escape for this variant. It may also mean that those relying on natural immunity from a previous COVID-19 infection, not something I recommend, may have cause to worry. There is some concern that the mutations that Omicron harbors may leave people who have been previously infected open to reinfection. According to the WHO, preliminary evidence suggested an increased risk of reinfection with this variant as compared with other VOCs. However, it is far too early to know any of this for sure. Further virology studies are needed to understand the vaccine's effectiveness against the new variant and its effect on reinfections. The WHO has said multiple studies are underway as advisors continue to monitor the variant. It is possible Omicron will have some escape from existing immunity given by vaccines and previous infections. But the chances of it rendering previous protection useless is extremely low, and it is far more likely the vaccines will continue to offer a good degree of protection even from this variant. Moderna's chief executive has gone on the record, talking to news outlets, saying he does not think the COVID-19 vaccines are going to be as effective against the Omicron variant though. Recent surges in new infections in South Africa have raised serious concerns about increased transmissibility of the new variant, particularly in younger people. We saw how the Delta variant that was first identified in India caused a widespread rise in cases across Europe and the US, where it surpassed the Alpha variant due to its ability to bind to human host cells quicker and with more affinity. Scientists who were trying to explain the sudden surge in cases in South Africa were the first to discover the new variant. The rapid increase in cases in South Africa associated with Omicron suggests the variant is able to outcompete Delta. According to the WHO, Omicron has been detected at faster rates than previous surges in infection, suggesting this variant may have a growth advantage. Omicron could soon become the dominant variant wherever it is present. Once again, it is too early to know for sure, and the evaluation process is ongoing, but these early signs are worrying. There is currently no data to suggest that those who are infected with the Omicron variant suffer any different symptoms from those who were infected with previous variants. No unusual symptoms have been reported from studies in South Africa, and indeed, like previous variants, some people who are infected with Omicron have been asymptomatic. There are many unknowns at play right now, but scientists are working at record speed to get a better understanding of the Omicron variant and what it might mean for the pandemic. South Africa is owed a debt of gratitude for identifying the variant and bringing it to the attention of the world. Knowing the implications this would likely have for the country and others affected by this variant, the scientists and health authorities were quick to share the information about Omicron with the rest of the world, and although it meant borders and travel were shut to them, something the South African authorities were highly critical of, it also meant other scientists could get to work uncovering the much-needed information about Omicron. It is wise for countries that have not yet seen the variant to act quickly by putting in travel restrictions and by carefully genome sequencing high-risk individuals. We are lucky in that the Omicron variant is detectable through PCR testing. The rise of new variants highlights the responsibility wealthy countries have in vaccinating the rest of the world, as well as their own populations. People increasingly turn to social media for information and can be influenced by prominent people on these sites, the so-called influencers. By adding stickers in support of the vaccine program to their pages, influencers can help other users see that vaccines are, on balance, safe and effective. The variant is cropping up in new countries and is likely to be present in many parts of the world, until we know whether or not it causes more severe disease or evades the protection given by vaccines. Omicron has changed things. Foreign travel is beginning to feel risky again, and the last thing you want is to get stuck somewhere or face extortionate hotel fees if you are required to isolate on arrival back to your home country. The tightest travel restrictions are likely to be imposed on the unvaccinated. Would be to get vaccinated and take up the booster when offered. Not only will these keep you safe, but they also offer you your best chance of being able to travel abroad.
Please do subscribe for more videos.